goes over all of the things that they released in Q3. So MV Motors, racing, meta ventures, more factories, outdoor decor manufacturing has started. We got 3D item movement. We can now move our cars. We have FC Porto legits. We have legit collections. There's home addresses now, which is the start to community governance and voting. They added micro houses, which are good for smaller players, so they can have an Upland home address. The community development tools, which is probably the biggest one. We haven't really seen the impact of this yet. One thing that they did mention in the Twitch stream, that within 24 hours, we'll be seeing a trailer for the first third-party experience. And then, the recurring rush, which is some treasure hunting features they added, and the Masters Builders contest, where they allowed people to submit their own structure and then have the community vote on the best one, and so each town got a new building. Then we got some new cities and some of the partnerships. But here's where we get to the bread and butter, the Q4 roadmap goals. Multiplayer racing. So they want to add some competitive racing where it's vehicle versus vehicle, player versus player, right? So that's fantastic. It probably will be a brief alpha version. We won't be able to do much. I'm assuming you probably won't be able to even wager UPX using cars for transportation. This form of transportation offers more freedom when traveling between cities, right? So if I'm going from Nashville to Kansas City or Kansas City to LA, I can use my vehicle. Granted that this will lower the durability on my vehicle, thus lowering the value of it. So I might have to repair it, which is some costs, right? I might have some UPX costs repairing vehicles. This won't change the send feature, right? So traveling around internally with sends is still going to be the method of travel. Cars isn't going to change that, but in the future, I'm sure that will change, just not now. Meta Ventures showrooms. When fully launched, these structures will allow Uplanders to sell 3D items that have a physical presence on the map. Now, you don't need a factory to have a showroom, right? So just because you're not manufacturing stuff doesn't mean you can't sell 3D items. So showrooms are going to be pretty popular for a vast majority of Uplanders, if I had to assume, while factories are only going to be for the larger players. Now we're getting to the really exciting stuff, structure ornaments. There's going to be an open beta where all players will be able to manufacture their own structure ornaments in their factories. So this is going to be the first kind of instance where everyone has access to something like this, which is awesome. Legits. There's going to be FC Porto mementos and collections. I'm assuming it's going to be similar to NFLPA collections, but just for the FC Porto legits, so that's pretty cool. Now we got community governance and voting, which is great. They're giving, the community a say. It's going to be the first of two types. So this one is just a more simple where they present us an option and we can either say yes or no, right? So the first one is going to be the economic update, where they wanted to change the economics of Upland. They're going to propose neighborhood rating scores, how the whole neighborhood rating system is going to be decided. Neighborhoods will be the deciding factor for neighborhood collection spawns. Revealed soon, so we might get more on neighborhood rating soon, which is great, because I know a lot of communities out there are building. NFT portal, Ethereum download connection. Coming beta, block explorers will be the first downloadable assets, and basically you can sell them on marketplaces on Ethereum, like OpenSea. So we're getting the Ethereum bridge. It might not be all NFTs. It's gonna start with block explorers, but it's a start. Third-party development, we got those community development tools. Talked about the significance of third-party development in a video. So I'm super excited for more people to have access to third-party development, because that just means more experiences for the community. So miscellaneous developments, these are exciting. In-game communication, it should be coming soon, but it's not going to be voice chat, it's going to be text. Being able to say hello, tailgating at stadiums, throwing other players off the trail of a nearby treasure. They're working towards a dynamic chat system in the app, which is going to be fantastic, because less than half of the Upland user base is in Discord. So having in-game communication is going to drastically improve Upland's experience, because you'll be able to talk to those people that aren't in Discord. You'll be able to, hey, I want that property. I'm excited to see how they do the chat system, because we haven't gotten too many details yet. Then we're getting 3D avatars. Players will have a humanoid form they can use in certain situations in Upland. This may include experiences built from community dev tools. For example, 3D avatars will be customizable, giving more players to express themselves and build a digital identity, and also another economic driving factor in Upland, which is great. UPX accumulation earnings cap, it's not, unless you're earning vast amounts of UPX, you're good. If you're checking every few months, you don't have to worry about the UPX cap. It's like 500,000. And last but not least, we got Q4 partnerships. It's exciting to see household names and brands ready to join the Upland ecosystem. That's a big claim, household names and brands. I'm excited to see who's going to come to Upland. Let me know your predictions down below. Here are some closing thoughts from Upland. We've been building toward this moment in Upland's history for a long time. Between the international cities, expanded activities, new mechanics, and tools that give developers and the community the ability to add on to the ecosystem, Upland is truly ready to transform into something the world has never seen. Thank you for being on this journey with us. You're welcome, Upland. It's been a wild ride. Upland's just a layer 1 experience, and the gamification hasn't really been there, especially with no communication and nothing really to do in the app other than treasure hunt and search for properties. But with all these layer 2 experiences being added and a chatting feature and neighborhood rating score coming out, I think that Upland's going to be starting to become more of like a metaverse we've all envisioned and have been planning for. But anyways, let me know what you guys think of this Q4 roadmap update. Is it enough? Is it more than enough? Are you guys excited? I think that the third-party development is quickly going to be Upland's bread and butter and the reason that people join Upland. Well, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that like button and subscribe. It really does mean a lot. This coming Thursday, I will be hosting the World War I Memorial Manhattan Tour in the World Tours of Upland. I'll be live streaming that on Thursday, so make sure to pop in and say hi. That'll be some fun. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.
Hello Uplanders, I'm YK2012, founder of the Upland Guide, and in this video I'm going to explain to you the top 10 things that executives know heading into a new city release. Now you're probably thinking, I can't compete with these executives. I'm only going into a new city release with maybe 5,000 UPIX. And I can guarantee you that all of these 10 tips are relevant to any player in Upland, regardless of how much UPIX you have going into the new city, whether it be 5,000, 500,000 UPIX, or 5 million UPIX. These tips can help everyone, even the most casual of players. The first and most important thing that executive players know is all about the basics. We have participated in many new city releases, and we have likely made all the basic mistakes a long time ago. In Upland, it's really important to learn from your past mistakes, and everyone makes them. So make sure you're familiar with the basics. Make sure to watch this video. Its link is in the upper right-hand corner, and this video details all of the most basic mistakes that you need to avoid in new city releases. If you want to best prepare for a new city release, you can also find a link in the description below. Number 2, executives know that after 3 days, we can start selling properties for US dollars. The amount of time you have to wait before you are able to list and sell a property for US dollars is tied to your status in Upland. And executives and chief executives only have to wait 3 days after purchasing or minting a property before they can start selling for US dollars. You can expect to see a lot of these players buying cheap properties and selling them for the absolute minimum that you can for US dollars, which is $3, trying to get some money out of the game. This will likely have a big effect on the prices in this city. In addition to this fire sale that the executives will have for US dollars, the third thing that all executives know is that the secondary market will crash in this new city. Not only will it crash, we know exactly when it's going to happen. It will happen on the Monday following the new city release at 12 a.m. UTC time. I can say this in such confidence because that is the time when the FSA counter resets. Players are only able to sell 2 FSA properties each week, and at 12 a.m. UTC time on Mondays, that counter resets. So any player who has sold their 2 FSA properties already is now able to sell 2 more. And this leads into point number 4, which is that we understand how new players and players who are eligible to mint FSA properties typically act in new city releases. Since these players are just getting started and they have a low net worth, chances are they are very new and this is either their first or second city release. With net worths less than 100,000 UPIX, these new players do not have a lot of experience in the metaverse. They are also likely looking to grow their net worth. One way of doing that is minting valuable FSA properties and selling them for a profit. A lot of these new players might be trying to make a quick profit. Either they want that UPIX to be able to quickly mint some more properties, or they don't fully understand the market and they might be unaware of the actual value of the property that they might have. Some of them probably didn't even read the Upland Guide to fully understand all of the positives and restrictions that are tied to minting FSA properties. If you are one of these new players, take a look at the link in the upper right-hand corner to learn more about FSA properties and their restrictions, and also the link in the description below. Whatever these new player motives are, there are executives and other players of higher net worth who are more than happy to buy properties maybe at 2, 3, 4, or 10x or even more than what was originally minted for, knowing that in the long term, there's a high probability that these properties might increase in value. Once again, I am not providing any financial advice, only historically what has been happening in new city releases up until now. Number 5, executives always have a plan. Not only do we have a plan for the specific city release, we also have a plan B, plan C, and plan D. We know that lots of different things can go wrong, and not only that, but maybe new opportunities can present themselves at a moment's notice during a new city release. We've done our research beforehand, and we know how this new city release will fit in with our overall strategy within the metaverse. If you're a new player and you're looking at some basic strategies or you're kind of stuck on how to get going, take a look at the link in the description below where we offer up some very basic strategies that one can adopt when entering the metaverse. Number 6 is that executives know the base prices of properties before the city is released. Before a new city release, if you click on any of these properties, you will see that the UPEX price is not applicable and you are not able to see from this property card how much this property actually costs. And not only this property, but all the properties in this neighborhood. But what you can actually do is if you click on your block explorer and you click on this structure here, it will actually show you a list of the properties and their mint prices. And all of this is available once you are able to see the properties on the map, which is typically several hours before the new city release itself. This gives us additional information to help us refine our strategy and know which neighborhoods we want to target. Tip number 7, executives don't want our game to be slowed down, so we make sure to go into the settings and remove all of these settings except for show FSA markers. This way we don't get slowed down by all of these additional graphics that are being added to the games, and we only see these FSA markers so we know what properties we are and are not able to mint. Number 8 is that you do not have to disembark from the train terminal. When you travel to a new city, when you arrive at your destination, Upland will say, would you like to disembark? If you're looking to mint some properties close to the train terminal, then you don't actually have to disembark early. I recommend that you travel early in order to make sure that you have a spot on the plane or train. If you find yourself in a situation where you're stuck leaving a city because there are no more spots at that terminal to get out of the city, take a look at the link in the upper right-hand corner for a hack on how to get out. If you wait around 15 to 20 minutes before the city releases to disembark from the train terminal, you can be sure that you will be in range of properties that will be close to the train terminal that you can mint when the city gets released. Number 9, and I can't stress this enough, join Discord. Whether it be the official Upland Discord or plenty of other sub-communities on Discord, it is a great resource to communicate with people, coordinate, and prepare for new city releases. There's lots of important updates, and people are even sharing and collecting the base prices that they find prior to the release. You can find below the link to Upland's official Discord as well as the Upland Guide Discord. Number 10 and the last and maybe most important thing to know is that there will always be another city release. If you weren't able to mint what you were hoping to get, don't worry, there are always more opportunities. Don't spend your UPEX on something that you don't want. A new opportunity will most likely present itself in the near future. I hope this video has helped you become better prepared for new city releases, and if you want to learn more, continue watching the videos below. Hello Uplanders, I've been on the market